160. So half a block.
Process of getting rid of ATRs. There's also another part in it which is really disturbing to me. There's a two-tier ATR system now. ATR unofficially never properly agreed when they were the result of a disciplinary proceeding that did not end in termination. They lost their rights to go to the school, which was a violation of the 2005 and 2009.
Yeah, there were no ATRs in that agreement at all. There was no such thing as an ATR.
No, the ATRs came out in 2005. That was the contract I sat on the negotiating committee. Believe me, that was when it first came out.
There were ATRs in that contract.
There were ATRs in that contract. That's how it first started. When seniority was ended, that's when the ATRs came out. Now the problem was the fact that they now for the first time officially recognized people who were not found to be terminated. In other words, that had some level of charge. I think the amount of fine is $2,000 or more. I might be wrong on that number because I read it this last night. I don't remember the exact number. I think it's $2,000. You can check it. It is. You saw it. Okay. That now people that have been fined $2,000 or settled for more than $2,000 their case are now going to be put in this separate pool, not subject to the same issue of. Now what that does is it tells an arbitrator, unofficially, these guys gotta go. That's not due process. And I can tell you, having been involved in arbitrations and seen them and worked with them and testified and been involved in them, arbitrators want to know what the parties really want. And if the union is signaling it's okay to let these guys go with less than the rights under 3028, that tells an arbitrator if there's a question about it, they're gone. And that's what scares me, because now it's coming down for everybody, and I believe that'll happen.
So what's the average hearing time frame? Previous to this contract, I mean, obviously they all range.
It depended upon whether the issue. Well, that's not even clear. You mean once it started, how long is it?
Yeah,
because that's case dependent.
The
issue was really a fight, which I think you reported on, in terms of the court case that was involved in trying to get the union to agree. The city brought the union into court to try to get the union to agree to additional arbitrators that were provided under the 2009 contract, and that fell flat on its face because there was no real mechanism for how when you just say no, what you do, and then they just. I mean, the union I think did the right thing. They held up what was basically was going to be a really difficult position for people to actually get due process by agreeing to people that may in fact be anti-teacher. I mean, and I think they have a right to to sort those things out properly. So the time frame was delayed not because of justice being delayed for teachers. They were being delayed because there was a very strong fight between the union and the DOE about how these arbitrators would be appointed. Once an arbitrator came in, and this I saw, teachers and it wasn't clear who went first because it was completely up to the DOE. Teachers that had been waiting for like a month got a hearing right away, while there were people that were sitting in the rubber room or its replacement in the district office for several years that didn't get hearings. So, I mean, it was kind of arbitrary, and obviously was based on a political consideration by the DOE as to what was provable and what was not provable. So, if something was questionable, difficult to prove, sit on it. Maybe the teacher will wear out. The money obviously is coming out of the big budget, so it's not nobody's actually getting penalized for the loss of this money. But the bottom line is that the teachers are definitely not in the classroom and not charging. That's the whole sad part about it. Did you see the article in The Nation that just came out about LA Rubber Room?
No.
Check it out.
No.
Check it out. It's a really interesting observation about how the superintendent in Los Angeles, DC, is using politics to put people in the rubber room. And this administration, I don't have proof, it's too new yet, but it's always been a way of, it was with me, and I can tell you a lot of other people that were involved in it, a way of silencing people, a way of marginalizing them, a way of having principals get rid of long-term teachers they didn't like or want to pay for. I mean, there's a whole slew of reasons of how it is. You could call them anything you want, but all these issues. And the ATR was then made to people were made to believe that whole pool was a bunch of these people that basically we couldn't prove them because he didn't have his hearing for 3 years and the kid, is in Timbuktu and he can't testify against the kid. No, that's not at all what it happened. That's not the reality of it. And that's where the manipulation point. In fact, and to permit for the union to actually be in the forefront of actually encouraging the DOE to use even further erosion of due process is wrong-headed. It's self-defeating for the union, and that's why I'm here today.
But I think that'd be kind of cool to follow up with. I mean, that's something that it's this 40,000 different things going on in this contract, and this is something that I haven't really seen too much about. And I would like to follow up and kind of do something. You might get your
Jeff Kaufman, JEFF, KAUFMAN